stage. Create the biggest drama. This summer, 31 countries will fall, and one will be crowned champion. Live from South Africa, the 2010 FIFA World Cup on ESPN, coming in June. It's Around the Horn, the show of competitive banter.
Here's your host, Sammy Caden. And your ethical commentators for the day are Dan Rabinowitz, Dylan Kraslow, and Michael Farber.
Now, back to Around the Horn. Next topic, biological warfare. Biological warfare is the use of pathogens such as bacteria and other disease-causing biological agents as weapons in times of war. So, by yourself, should countries around the world be able to use biological warfare? Michael?
I say sell. Biological warfare is just awful. I'm all for war if the cause is there, but smallpox, anthrax, really stick to the guns and bombs. Like my mom always said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Dylan?
Definitely so. War should not be about killing. It should be about achieving your country's means and fighting for the cause. I know like killing is a part of war, but why make the victims suffer first? If you're gonna kill them quickly.
Dan, what's your opinion on the subject?
Bye. I'm all for the use of biological weapons. I mean, the people you're fighting are the bad guys. They deserve to die, and they deserve to suffer first. They kill and torture our own men. We need to give them a taste of their own medicine, or sickness, or whatever.
Okay, that's a pretty good point, Dan. But it's not just the soldiers that you're making suffer by unleashing this awful virus or bacteria into an area. What about all the innocent women and children that you're killing?
All's fair in love and war. John Lila. That's all I have to say. Are you telling me that little kids aren't going to be killed when you drop a bomb on a country, especially in the atomic age? Look at the bombing of Hiroshima. Over 500,000 people were killed. Most of them innocent women and children. At least with biological weapons we can save the nation's infrastructure and save our own men.
But do we really?
I'll answer this one. No, we don't. Yeah, we can give our soldiers vaccinations and antibiotics, provide them with gas masks and hazard suits, but how much does that really work? These weapons we are using are living things. They reproduce and remain in the environment for an incredibly long period of time. People will still be getting sick and dying for years after the war ends, not to mention the mutations that occur. They might even become resistant to our own vaccinations and medicine, and at that point our attempts to protect our own men will be futile. They too will get sick and die.
Okay, so there are obvious pros and cons of using biological weapons. So now let's delve into the real ethical considerations. What about respect for person?
That's simple, Samantha. In biological warfare, there is no respect for persons at all. We are killing innocent people and making them suffer. Who is that respecting? If you ask me, that's the complete opposite of respect.
What Michael's saying is false. When you're using guns and bombs, you're still harming people greatly. You might be like losing their limbs, something like that. They might have diseases from that, so you're still not respecting people with conventional weapons. Using biological warfare shows respect for our own people too. We protect our own lives by sending these bombs and pathogens into war, and not our own people.
Okay, next ethical consideration. Fairness.
As I said before, all is fair in love and war. You may say now that biological weapons are unfair, but can you say the same when you're staring down the barrel of a gun? Or when you notice a bomb falling from the sky? I doubt it. As much as it would scare me if this came true, just as there is nothing stopping us from using biological weapons, there is nothing stopping our enemies from doing the same.
I disagree. We're the United States of America. Our government employs some of the most intelligent scientists in the world. Not all other countries can afford to do that, and few other countries have the capacity to use biological weapons like we do. Therefore, biological weapons do give us an unfair advantage.
On this aspect, I have to agree with Dan. Yeah, biological weapons do give us an unfair advantage, but that's the whole point of war. One side is always more prepared and one side always wins. If that wasn't the case, every war would end as a stalemate. Look at what would happen then. The North and the South would be two separate nations, Germany would rule the world, enough said.
Anyway, how about authenticity? Is the use of biological weapons an authentic wartime practice? The deaths authentic?
Death is a death. If someone dies, it is authentic because they do die. So if someone dies from smallpox, something like that, they did really die. And my neighbor down the street who has a flu is sick. He's really sick. So a death is a death. So it doesn't really matter how you kill them.
The deaths might be authentic, but at the same time, the whole picture is not authentic, Daniel. Scientists often genetically produce and alter these organisms to be used as weapons. We are producing organisms in labs, acting in opposition to natural selection. That aspect is not authentic.
Dylan, do you have anything to add?
I think Michael said it all on this one.
Okay, final ethical consideration. Harm versus benefit.
I don't believe that the harm outweighs the benefit in this case. You're killing thousands of innocent people just to save a few. The math is simple. Thousands are more than hundreds. Innocent lives are worth saving more than the lives of people killing, often for greed. Just because the lives you're saving might be your family and friends, that doesn't change that much.
Again, I disagree. It does matter that the lives we are saving are those of family and friends. Are you telling me that if you decide whether to kill your wife or 10 random people you have never met before in your life, you would kill your wife? I doubt it. The harm is killing innocent people and inflicting pain and suffering. The benefit is saving our own lives, preserving the countries that we are attacking infrastructure, and even saving money over using conventional weapons.
Dan, two things. First of all, you are neglecting some of the other harms. How about the fact that there are long-lasting side effects? Not only are you killing innocent people now, but you are killing innocent people who have not even been born yet. Additionally, they are unpredictable. Get that. They might even not work. Why waste money potentially killing hundreds of thousands of innocent people when the weapon might not even work? And second of all, while your points may be good, Dan, they are biased. When talking about an issue that affects the entire world, you can't be biased by your own countrymen. We're talking ethics here, and ethics aren't biased.
Alright, so it seems that the general consensus here is that biological warfare is unethical. Sorry, Dan, but you're playing devil's advocate. Didn't sway me this time. As for today's winner, this is a close one. I'm gonna have to give it to Dylan, just because I like his hair. That's it for today. Come back tomorrow when we discuss animal sex practices, the endangered status of loggerhead turtles, and cursing while talking to your students in front of the assistant principal. What's the big deal?